Alright, so real quick, I'll do this one. I just played this one today. Right. Oh man, so slow. Yeah, I said burn please, but my opponent was not on burn, unfortunately. I'm trying to get more of the difficult matchups so I can practice sideboarding techniques. I'm pretty sure they already work, but I really want to get them down. And I want to verify if Leyline is better or if Orb is better. So anyways, let's let it load up real quick. I was expecting burn, so I was like, yeah, I mean, I don't like surgical extraction, but Crane and Brutality and Inquisition here are all very good. So I figured this was worth the keep. And this is where I find out my opponent is not on burn, they're on Merfolk. So still a pretty good hand. Choices here for the Inquisition. Because of my surgical, I decided to go with Lord of Atlantis. And then during the draw phase, I go to surgical. Opponent kind of skipped ahead there. I had to repeat it a couple times. But yeah, and then grab the Atlantis out of the hand. So pretty good. Looks like a white blue Merfolk here with the Path to Exile and Wonderwine hubs. Of course, Path does little to nothing against me. Another discard spell, which is great, but at this point I really want to get that Crane out. I had the option here to Brutality the Harbinger, and and that way even if my opponent tries to flash in the Curse Catcher. But I kind of want to save that Brutality for the Regery. Of course, doing that means that I end up discarding the Regery with the Thoughtseize instead. So now I can Brutality my opponent's Harbinger next turn, unless my opponent plays will most likely play a Spellskite to redirect it. Yeah, there we go. So yeah, I do it this turn. Opponent does the Curse Catcher, but I got a blocker with the Crane, so I'm still good. Yeah, opponent draws and has crap against me. Their clock is miserable now because my discard ripped their hand apart. So game 2. I mean, it wasn't over yet, but they quit. Yeah, they took a mulligan and went down. You know what? Let's see what that first hand was. They mulliganed. I'll do it slower here. Okay. So, I mean, it seems like a decent hand. I mean, it's got a clock, but I think they were trying to mulligan into a Chalice, which they did. Yeah, mulligan to try to get the Chalice. Which is not bad, because Ether Vial and then Chalice on turn 2 means that they can still play their Curse Catcher and whatnot. And it shuts off so much of my stuff. I keep this because I expect Chalice coming in from Merfolk now. It's starting to get more popular. And I like the Brutality and the lock. So again, if I can just discard the threats maybe, and then play the lock, I'm good. Or if I can just discard, whatever answers if they're really, really low on threats and they just kept good hate cards. But either way, it's a plan. I'm gonna go for the Thoughtseize, and of course I'm gonna grab the Chalice. I was tempted to grab the Master of Waves, but I think it's right to grab the chalice, and it ends up being correct to grab the chalice because my opponent can also draw and play a Mutavault. So that Mutavault would have lost me the game, most likely, if I did not grab the chalice. So now I have my opponent's clock is super slow. I've got life gain coming up, and I'm going to have another mill rock. I got Brutality to slow down my opponent's clock, so I'm feeling pretty good here. Not too worried. Yeah, look at the Master Waves on top. So play a Bell. I don't need the Inquisition anymore because I have 2 discard spells in hand. Another Master Waves on top. I'm like, what the crap? I was like, okay, well, what are the chances of going to have another runner? Another Master Waves on top. That's all 4, I believe, right? No, that's 3 right there. Holy crap balls, you know? But it's okay. So I'll take that, 5. And I have a Brutality on top. So now I can just like... I do the life gain to get rid of the other Brutality. I don't need the other Brutality. I'm trying to mill my opponent into dead cards again, and they're getting pretty good runners in a row here. So this is very good for my opponent, like normally, but so I let my opponent draw that Master Waves, and I take my 4 damage. And I can just Brutality the Master next turn. But I have to do it right, of course, or else they can Spell Pierce. So now there's a Needle on top, so I can shut off Mutavault. So if I kill this, it'll kill these. Needle Mutavault, Curse Catcher has to race fair, and that's not going to happen. I got 2 mill rocks going on. So I feel pretty confident here. So of course the correct play here is tap the Ruins, get a colorless, play the other Ruins, and tap the Swamp for Collective Brutality on Master. That way, if my opponent tries to Spell Pierce and Curse Catcher, I still have all my mana. So then that's what I do. And the opponent's kind of confused here. They don't realize what I've done to get that extra mana. They're thinking that they can Spell Pierce my stuff here. So they sit for a while and like, how do you pay? So I had to bring my Ruins back out and show them. So, yeah, good stuff. Get 1 less swing in with Mutavault, and now my opponent's drawn so many threats in a row that the chances of them drawing more threats in a row is just decreased in like a huge amount. I could mill the Curse Catcher here, but I decided it's okay because I have Fair, I have Glimmer Void on top. If I just, play nice and smooth, then I'll be able to play a bridge through the Spell Pierce and be okay. Yeah, I let my opponent draw the Spreading Seas here because I know that the play that they want to do is the Spreading Seas, the Inventors Fair. So, and really that's the only choice that they have. If they don't Spreading Seas the Inventors Fair, then I still sack Inventors Fair and I'm still okay. So I'll go get my bridge. There's a forest on top, so now I can just untap, draw a forest, play bridge, and opponent can try Spell Pierce, but I'm still good. Yeah, I go for it. I pay the extra 2, and that's it. My opponent. But yeah, and then it was time to get my kids to bed. Yeah, Merfolk. Usually a buy. Usually, opponent brought in a lot of good stuff. We saw the Detention Sphere and Chalice there. Both of those pretty good. And a Spreading Seas to try to shut us off, and a Spell Pierce. But, not enough. I did bring in a Seal of Primordium because I expected the Chalice of the Void. So that was good. So that way, even if my opponent got, either one, Detention Sphere or Spear or Chalice of the Void, then I could still take either or out, and I still have Abrupt Decays in the deck too. I didn't draw any though. So yeah, Collective Brutality, pretty nuts.